I wanted to come on here and talk about some recent comments that Dave Chappelle, not really so much comments, but more so in a stand-up that he just recently um did for Netflix in about the baby. Now, of course, as we already know, the baby got in some hot water a couple months ago for some comments he made at that Rolling Loud music festival down in Florida from the Academy, and they were just quick to jump on him and try to cancel him and whatnot. I know, so crazy. Their efforts really didn't work because they really didn't successfully cancel him. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the ones trying to do the quote unquote canceling are still listening to his music today. But Dave Chappelle actually came out and he said in his stand up something that many of us have been saying for quite some time. And to be honest, they can't even try to rebuttal what Dave Chappelle said because what he said actually was very factual. In so many words, he said that, because I wish I had the audio in front of me, that way I could play it for you. Basically, in so many words, he said that, the baby, he came under fire for some comments he made, and people instantly labeled it as homophobic, which, to be honest, I don't think it was. They just needed something to be mad at, and at that point, he was the target. He basically said that they say he said some homophobic things during the Rolling Loud event in Florida. And Dave Chappelle basically said it's amazing that, you have someone like the baby who we know on record has shot and killed somebody. Grant, it was stated as self-defense. And mind you, it happened inside of a Walmart. So you're talking about in a store that has a lot of people in it. And I'm not sure what time of the day it happened, but I do remember them saying it happened inside of a Walmart. But they said it was self-defense. And, they said nobody really got upset at that. Now, mind you, the person he shot was another black man. And I think that black man died, if I'm not mistaken. And they said nothing happened to him. Like nobody really was outraged about it. People actually still continue to buy his music and listen to his music, go to his shows and whatnot. But he said one thing about the Academy, and not even directed so much at the Academy. Now they lost their minds and they want to cancel him. And he's basically saying, it's showing how in America, can't really speak for anywhere else, that the Academy is more protected than black people when they fall victim in situations like that, even if it's at the hands of another black person. And he was very, very truthful when he said that. Like I said, they can try to come after Dave Chappelle all they want with it, but the facts still remain. No one really was outraged when the baby shot this person, even if it was in self-defense like they claim. Even when this person died. I didn't even know he had did that until recently, honestly, because I don't really follow his career like that. But everybody knew about what happened back at Rolling Loud back in July. Everybody knew about that. They made sure that thing stayed in the news as much as they possibly could. But to be honest, it only stayed in the news for like 2 weeks, and it fizzled out. Now you really don't hear much about it anymore. Of course, they're going to bring it back up now because of Dave Chappelle mentioning this in his stand-up. And I highly doubt this is going to do anything affect him with Netflix or any deals, because Netflix knows that Dave Chappelle brings them big business. Dave Chappelle is one of their most profitable, I guess you could say, products on their network. Like, I think I don't want to be surprised if Dave Chappelle has some kind of a contract with Netflix, because it seems to me like he's pumping out at least one stand-up a year under a Netflix contract, and has been for the last couple of years. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read this article coming from the New York Post. It says, Chappelle's closer, dababy, canceled for offending gays but not killing a man. Dave Chappelle, new comedy special, The Closer, has only just dropped on Netflix, but it's already making headlines due to a controversial joke made at the expense of rapper dababy. Chappelle, who is well known for his withering jokes about race and sexuality, quips that killing a black man in the United States is less offensive than upsetting members of the Academy. And he cites dababy's career downfall as proof. Back in 2018, dababy admitted to fatally shooting a 19-year-old man inside of a North Carolina Walmart, claiming he acted in self-defense. Prosecutors soon dropped the case against him before he went on to release 2 critically acclaimed chart-topping albums. However, dababy's career came crashing down in July of this year when he made a series of quote-unquote homophobic remarks, and it's amazing what gets labeled as homophobic. At a concert in Miami, music festival organizers dropped him from a series of star-studded shows, which prompted him to him to complain that he had been canceled. The entire saga is skewered by Chappelle, age 48, in The Closer, in which he jokes, "A lot of the Academy doesn't know DaBaby's history. He's a wild guy. He once shot a nigga and killed him in Walmart. Oh, this is true. Google it. Nothing bad happened to his career." And he's actually very true. They even said it. After that happened, they said he went on to release 2 chart-topping albums, which means 2 albums he released went to the top of whatever chart they were on. So it could have maybe, I don't know if it was on the Billboard chart, but it could have been maybe the hip hop charts. Either way, it went to the top, number 1. As the audience at the live special erupts with laughter, the comedian then quips, "Do you see where I'm going with this? In our country, you can shoot and kill a nigga, but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings." The joke has already sparked a debate on Twitter, with one person claiming Chappelle had every right to mock DaBaby because his quote-unquote homophobic comments were very offensive and in poor taste. DaBaby, age 29, has been lying low since he made the quote-unquote anti-gay slurs on stage, during which he told the crowd, "If you didn't show up today with HIV or AIDS or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put a cell phone lighting it up." He also told fans at the event, "Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone light up." However, Chappelle himself is no stranger to accusations of homophobia himself. The comedian has long poked fun at the Academy, but in The Closer, his 6th Netflix special since 2016, he insists he'll no longer make jokes at the expense of the community until we are both sure that we are laughing together. The Closer is allegedly the last of Chappelle's comedy specials for Netflix, which have netted him tens of millions of dollars. That's probably so. Now I see why they call it The Closer, because this is his last show for Netflix. The final credits for the 90-minute special show a montage of moments featuring the comedian with a variety of other notable funny men, including Bill Murray, David Letterman, and Norm Macdonald, who died last month at the age of 61. Listen, Dave Chappelle did not say anything wrong. He actually spoke a lot of facts when he said that. And the people in the Academy, they can get, I was going to say something else, but that would be inappropriate of me to say. I'll just say they will get upset about anything and everything, and they'll be quick to try to cancel this and that person and whatnot. It's amazing because they love trying to cancel black men all of the time. And remember what that funky degenerate said. If y'all was following me on my Rain in Real Time channel, where I go live at every single week for the most part, it was a clip in there around the time when all of this was going down, where he was talking about the cancellation of DaBaby, and he basically slipped up and said, and he probably didn't even slip up, he just kind of said it, that if it wasn't for people like Elton John, DaBaby probably would not have got quote unquote canceled. In other words, what he was saying, and he said this too, and I'm paraphrasing, if it wasn't for the presence of white men in the Academy, like Elton John, saying anything, they would not have the voice that they feel that they have. In other words, they have to lean on white zaddy, much like those bed wenches have to lean on white zaddy in order to get something done for them. And Funky Degenerate, as I call him, basically alluded to that black people in the Academy, they have no power. They're just a mascot. They're just thrown out there, much like a Little Nas X, a mascot. That's all they're there for, is to be a court jester, an entertainer, and, you know, just the person that kind of tags along whenever they feel like they need a black BFF. So if Elton John had not said anything about what DaBaby had said, DaBaby wouldn't, their cancellation they wouldn't have been able to do it on their own. And my thing that got me about Elton John is like, Elton John, how do you even know who this is? Like, he doesn't, DaBaby doesn't even strike me as the type of person that Elton John would listen to. Like that, they not even in the same realm of music, or even close in the same generation as far as who they connect with more. Elton John is more back in my parents' time. DaBaby is more, you know, my generation and the generation after me. Especially with the age, because he's only 29, so he's 3 No, he's 2 years younger than me. Yeah, let me make sure I got that math right. He's 29. I'm 32. No, he's 3 years young. He's 3 years younger than me. So we're very close in age. So me and him are of the same generation, millennials. But yeah, I agree with what Dave Chappelle said. I agree. And those who feel some type of way about it, they'll just have to feel some type of way. But it is what it is. Remember, they tried to the only other white person I know that they try to cancel like that is J.K. Rowling. Now, I've done several videos about her, and what she said was facts. Like, she was basically saying how when it came now her issue from the Academy is coming from those in Hall T, because she was basically talking about how real women are those who were born with the female anatomy. You know the female anatomy. Y'all know what I mean when I say that. And they got upset with her because she wouldn't refer to trans women as real women or something to that effect, and she would not stand down on her stance. And it's like every time they see her trending, they already know it's probably going to be about that. Now, here's a woman who has created probably one of the most popular children's books ever, which is the Harry Potter theme series. And the Harry Potter series has been done for the last decade now, because I think the last movie came out in 2012, and it's pretty much been done. I'm like, how are y'all going to try to cancel this woman, and y'all already paid her? Like, many of y'all that's getting upset about it probably seen the movies, and you've gotten the books or whatever else attached to Harry Potter, which is attached to her. She gets a cut of the profits. So good luck trying to cancel her. And like I said, J.K. Rowling, she is she's a white woman. But they did not, in my opinion, come at her with the same vitriol as they did dababy over the span of what felt like 2 weeks. Because, J.K. Rowling, she's an author. So she's not a musician. She's not an actress. So she's not always out there. But I know when she's trending on Twitter, I already know what it's going to be about. I said, they about to be so mad at what she said. I already know. They hate the truth. It is what it is, because what she was saying was facts too. And I've done videos talking about the stuff that she said. And people who are Hall T, no matter how many operations you get, no matter what you choose to identify yourselves as biologically and scientifically, you are a male. And that's just what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.